Hey, it's been a while, huh? Sometimes life doesn't hit you with a punch. It just slowly drains you. You wake up one day and everything feels heavy. Not painful, not dramatic, just heavy enough to make you stop trying. That's where resistance begins. Not in big battles or loud wars, but in small, quiet moments when you choose not to give up. So listen, my friend. Before resistance, you were just surviving. But today, you're starting something new. The goal isn't to fix your life overnight. It's to wake your system up. You start small, always small. When your brain says stay in bed, you move your fingers first. When your chest feels tight, you take one deep breath, not for calmness, but to remind your body you're still here. There's a trick scientists call activation energy. It means the hardest part isn't doing the thing, it's starting it. So don't fight the mountain. Just take one step. Move your body for 2 minutes. Drink a glass of water. Write one line of thoughts. That's how you reprogram your brain to move again. And here's the clever part. Every time you win a tiny fight, your brain releases dopamine, the I can chemical. That's your natural reward system rebuilding itself. You're teaching your mind that resistance isn't pain, it's progress. So when the voice in your head says, "What's the point?" you smile a little, maybe even laugh, and whisper, "This is the point. I'm building me back." Because resistance isn't about changing the world. It's about refusing to stay the same. Welcome to day one, my friend. The day you stop running and start rising. All right, now that you've taken the first hit of resistance, let's talk about what comes next. Because starting is beautiful. Yeah, but staying, that's the real battlefield. See, your mind has habits, not memories. It doesn't care if you're trying to become better. It only follows what's familiar. So when you start changing, your brain freaks out a little. It whispers, "This isn't you." But that's just your nervous system trying to protect what it knows. Here's the truth. Real change doesn't start with motivation. It starts with rewiring. There are 3 mental stages you'll pass through, whether you notice or not. First stage, resistance. It's messy. You'll feel tired, distracted, even guilty for wanting more. That's normal. Your brain's old wiring is fighting back. The trick: don't judge yourself. Just keep showing up, even when it feels pointless. Each repetition tells your mind, this is the new normal. Second stage, friction. This one's tricky. You'll do the work, but it won't feel rewarding yet. That's because your dopamine system hasn't caught up with your effort. So what do? Pair every small win with a micro reward. A song you love, a warm shower, a walk in sunlight. You're training your brain to associate effort with peace, not exhaustion. Third stage, flow. One morning, you'll notice something weird. You don't have to fight anymore. You just do it. Your body moves before your mind complains. That's when resistance turns into rhythm. It's no longer about willpower. It's about identity. And here's the secret. Once you reach this stage, protect it like it's sacred. Don't overpromise. Don't overwork. Don't burn it out. Consistency is fragile. Treat it gently. Remember, my friend, change isn't a war against your old self. It's a conversation with it. So talk kindly. Move wisely. And when you slip, because you will, don't call it failure. Call it recalibration, because resistance isn't about perfection, it's about direction. You made it this far. That's already something most people never do. But now comes the hardest part: keeping it alive. Because progress isn't loud, it's fragile. It slips away quietly when you stop paying attention. So let's talk about how to keep the fire steady, not burning too fast, not fading too soon. The first key is environment. Your brain doesn't grow in isolation. It mirrors what it sees every day. If your space screams chaos, your mind will echo it. So clean your desk, open the window, play sounds that calm your nervous system. Make your surroundings whisper, "You're safe. Keep going." The second key is identity anchoring. You can't depend on motivation forever. You need to become the person who does the thing. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to be disciplined," say, "I'm someone who keeps promises to myself." That subtle change rewires your subconscious. You stop chasing habits and start living them. You know what most people get wrong about resistance? They think it's supposed to hurt all the time. Like, if you're not suffering, you're not growing. But that's not true, man. Growth isn't punishment, it's freedom in disguise. See, resistance isn't just about saying no to bad habits. It's about saying yes to yourself. When you wake up and fight the urge to scroll for hours, don't see it as war. See it as a game you're learning to win. Because once you start enjoying the fight, you've already shifted the power. The brain loves what feels rewarding. So if every time you resist, you feel only pain, your brain will sabotage you to avoid it. That's why smart resistance means adding joy into the process. Play your favorite song while cleaning your space. Smile when your hand reaches for the phone, but you stop it. Like, "Got you again." Make it playful. Trick your brain into associating resistance with victory, not loss. And little by little, something magical happens. You stop living like you're escaping your habits and start living like you're replacing them. Because the goal isn't to kill who you were. It's to grow into someone your past self would admire. You'll notice it one day. You're not forcing yourself anymore. You're doing it because it feels good to be in control. That's the real high. Not the dopamine hit from the screen. Not the comfort of the couch. But the quiet pride that whispers, "I own my choices now." And that's where resistance turns into liberation. It's not about fighting forever. It's about falling in love with becoming. You ever notice how quiet it gets once you stop running from yourself? Like really quiet. Not empty, just peaceful. That silence, that's what freedom actually sounds like. When you start breaking old habits, you don't just change your schedule, you change your frequency. Your mind stops chasing noise and starts craving stillness. You begin to see that discipline was never a prison. It was the key you needed to unlock the real version of you. See, before this, your habits were steering your life like an autopilot. Scroll, eat, escape, repeat. You thought you were in control, but you were just watching from the passenger seat. Now you've taken the wheel back, and it's wild, isn't it? How weird it feels at first to have control. Freedom is uncomfortable at the beginning because it's honest. It forces you to face the truth. You were the one holding yourself hostage all along. But here's the beauty. The moment you stop running, you realize there was never a monster chasing you. It was only the version of you that didn't know better. You forgive it, thank it, and let it rest. From here, life starts to slow down, in the best way. You taste your coffee again. You look out the window without needing to scroll. You breathe, and it feels like your lungs belong to you again. That's what real transformation is. Not noise, not perfection, but ownership. You own your time, your peace, your energy. And the world suddenly feels softer, not because it changed, but because you finally stopped fighting yourself. That's when you realize resistance was never against life. It was a path back to it. It's strange, isn't it? Once the noise inside you fades, the world starts speaking a different language. You begin to notice things you've ignored for years. How the light hits your wall in the morning. How your breath forms little clouds in cold air. How silence isn't empty at all. That's what awakening feels like. Not fireworks, not epiphanies, just clarity. It's when your thoughts stop shouting and start listening. You don't rush to fill every quiet moment anymore. Because now you understand that peace doesn't mean nothing's happening. It means everything's finally aligned. This stage, this inner awakening, it's subtle but powerful. Your brain begins to prefer depth over distraction. You crave conversations that make you think, moments that make you feel, and routines that make you grounded. You start realizing how much beauty was hiding in ordinary. Washing dishes becomes a form of meditation. Walking alone feels like dialogue with the universe. You stop chasing highs and start feeling alive. And something even more incredible happens. Your emotions begin to mature. You don't suppress them anymore. You understand them. Sadness doesn't scare you, it teaches you. Loneliness doesn't break you, it refines you. You see that every emotion, even the dark ones, are messages, not punishments, but signals guiding you closer to yourself. And maybe for the first time, you don't want to escape your mind. You want to explore it. Because within that stillness, you find not a new world, but the real you. The one who's been waiting underneath all the noise. Hey, come closer for a sec. There's one thing in this whole resistance hustle that actually flips the game. Learning to respect yourself. Not the loud kind of respect you show the world. The quiet rulebook you give to your own life. When you respect yourself, you stop letting little things wear you down. You stop saying yeah out of habit, guilt, or boredom. Every choice becomes an investment check. Will this raise me? Or will it make me smaller? Treat your time and energy like money. Some moves grow your account. Others bleed it dry. Before you act, take a tiny beat. Name the urge. Ask that question. If it shrinks you, protect your stake and step back. Respect shows up as simple boundaries, short, honest refusals, and exits you don't explain. It looks like choosing repair over drama. Respect is also a practice. You test, you learn, you adjust. You keep records in your head, not to punish, but to be wiser next round. Here's the real payoff. The more you value yourself, the less you'll tolerate things that cheapen you. This isn't pride. It's strategy. It's loving yourself with brain power. Remember, if it won't build you up, don't build it into your life. Yo, all right, let's get real for a sec. You've been building this respect for yourself, right? But here's the thing. Respect ain't automatic. Your brain? Lazy little bastard. It will try to trick you, especially when you're tired, bored, or stressed. It'll whisper, just one scroll, just one skip, just one shortcut. What's the harm? That's where the real test starts. It's not in the big decisions. It's in the tiny traps. And here's the trick. Pause before you move. Even a 2-second pause rewires your reaction. Name the urge. Feel it. Ask, does this action build me or shrink me? If it shrinks you, step back. Don't fight it. Just don't feed it. Think of your self-respect like a firewall. It doesn't yell. It just blocks the things that burn you down. Every time you honor that pause, every time you choose wisely, your brain records it. Success. That dopamine hit. Not from the phone, not from comfort, from doing what you promised. And here's the subtle beauty. The more you practice this, the less temptation even bothers you. You start craving growth instead of distraction. You notice your habits, and you stop them before they even start. It's like your own internal autopilot switched lanes. Now it drives toward elevation, not decay. So when exhaustion hits, boredom strikes, or old urges scream, remember the pause, remember the question, and honor yourself. That's the point where resistance isn't just effort. It's self-preservation and growth at the same time. All right, listen up. Now we're stepping into the real skill of resistance, making it automatic without feeling forced. Respecting yourself is one thing, but keeping it alive every day, that's where most people trip. Here's the smart way. Design your environment like it's a training ground. Remove the obvious traps. Put obstacles between you and the stuff that drags you down. If your phone steals your time, put it in another room or on airplane mode. If junk food tempts you, don't stock it. Out of sight, out of battle. Next, anchor your actions to small rituals. A ritual is like a handshake with your future self. Morning coffee? Check in with yourself. What's worth my energy today? Walking home? Remind yourself. Every step builds the me I respect. Little cues like this keep your brain tuned in without thinking too hard. Also, track your wins, no matter how tiny. Skipped the scroll? Win. Resisted the snack? Win. Each micro-victory builds a feedback loop in your brain. Respect breeds more respect. Your nervous system starts recognizing this is safe, this is strong. It learns what kind of you to keep. And here's the beauty. Over time, your decisions don't feel like discipline. They feel like self-loyalty. You don't struggle against yourself anymore. You cooperate. Your day-to-day becomes a set of choices that elevate you automatically, without guilt, without drama, just quiet momentum. That's when resistance transforms from a fight into a life strategy. Every step you take isn't punishment. It's a vote for who you want to be, and your brain starts counting every vote. All right, let's keep rolling. Here's the thing most people never get. Respecting yourself isn't a one-time action. It's a lifestyle you train for. Every hour, every decision. And yes, it gets easier when you build the right systems. Your space, your rituals, your micro wins. But here's the kicker. It's also fun. Yeah, fun. Because every time you stop doing what drags you down, you feel that quiet power, that thrill that you're in charge. And the more you feel it, the more addictive it gets. You start wanting to protect that version of yourself, to level up consistently, and to see just how high you can go. So remember, pause before the action, measure the impact, and always ask, will this raise me or shrink me? Play with it like a game. Make resisting an art form. Respect yourself enough that even tiny victories feel like fireworks. And hey, if this little talk helped you even a bit, don't just nod and walk away. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and leave a comment. Because your support isn't just numbers, it keeps this channel alive, keeps the conversation going, and helps more people start their own resistance.